Hey, I'm Big B and I Brick, and welcome to another edition of the Lego Sellers stream. I have with me, as always, my man to the side over here, Mr. Foo Bricks. How are you, Foo?
I'm great. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, good. Where are you joining us from in the world tonight? It's like a game, like where is Foo Bricks?
I'm in Mexico City tonight.
And what are you doing in Mexico City tonight?
Well, I'm just here on vacation for a week, and I'm also going to hit up the Lego store probably in a couple days, and hoping for some good pick-a-brick and maybe some exclusive sets that I can't find anywhere else.
Nice, nice. Get some of that crazy stuff that has weird labels on it that is deemed exclusive by the ultra picky, super exclusive collectors, and you have the fine ability to post it over on Amazon, which is like a huge leg up for you. Have you tried to put any of those sets that had the Asian or South American or Central American labels on them?
Yeah, I have. I had the Year of the Dog set, and that sold pretty quickly on Amazon, actually.
Cool.
So hopefully I found something similar here.
Obviously, also with us tonight, we have the fine creators from Brick Mile Railroader. We have Kale and Glenn in the house. How you guys doing?
I'm good.
Doing really well. Thanks for having us on the show.
We're happy to. We're happy to. So we've and to let you guys know, we did just clarify everything. We do have an exclusive flash discount code at BMR for a 10% discount on anything that you purchase in the next 24 hours at their store. We'll be giving that out a little bit later on. And we have also talked Mr. Kale into possibly adding some more stuff to the stock of the store to have more stuff available for you guys to buy tonight that may not have been available before the show. So
we're going all in.
I was talking to these guys beforehand, and we're talking about their experiences with this versus my experiences with this. And my whole thing is, let me pimp your stuff. Let me sell you to these guys and let them know about you, because I know what it's like. I've been through that to want a voice from somebody to say, check my stuff out. Because these are fine gentlemen that build a fine Lego product in the locomotive trade. Go ahead and give us a little bit of background for people who are watching who may not know of you guys.
Take it away.
Well, I am Kale Leapart. I am a train builder. I've been a train builder for several years. And I created Brick Model Railroader with the help of a few friends last year, December 2016. It was December 2016. December 31st, we launched the website for Brick Model Railroader. Brick Model Railroader is a Lego train website. Basically like a kind of, the original vision for it was kind of like a hybrid blog type magazine, something to kind of replace the old Railbricks magazine, for those of you who might be familiar with that. But to do it in a way that's more maintainable for everyone involved. And it's kind of morphed into that, as well as we've started producing premium instruction kits now, instructions for trains.
And we're kind of taking it in a bunch of different directions, really. So like Kale said, we started with it was more like a blog site. So when we started BMR, we had a number of articles written. We've continued to add articles since then. We've gotten more people to write articles for us as time goes on. We became an officially recognized online community through the Lego Ambassador Network. So we have official status there, which is really nice. We have an ambassador to the network. Actually, one of the former contributors and editors of the Railbricks magazine, appropriately. So the premium instructions was something that Kale and I kind of molded ourselves. Around this time last year, we were kind of getting the steam built up from it. So it started out as something to do that we can use to kind of fund the website and just keep things running, because obviously it takes some dollars to fund a website and keep it sustained with your own uh, domain name and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
and then so Kale originally thought that we could sell 10 boxcars, which was our original kit. I talked him into doing 20.
We originally weren't even thinking about selling kit like instructions at all. And we had created I had created decals for this one boxcar I had laying around with our website logo and everything on it, and it was kind of like became the official mascot car for Brick Model Railroader. And we posted photos of it when we launched the site and everything, and people started asking us for instructions for it. So okay, maybe we can do something with instructions for this car. It would fall in line with like our mission of like promoting the Lego train hobby. And yeah, I came up with the idea for what we call premium instructions, which is basically it's a
printed book.
It's a
book with the history of the car that you're building or whatever you're building, and we include all the custom pieces in it. So the non-stock Lego elements the buyer will source themselves from Bricklink or what have you.
So inside each kit, there's a little bit of a brief history of the actual locomotive that the person's buying the kit for, sort of like how you would have the story on an architecture set.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I actually have my contributor boxcar kit.
So
this was our first.
I have that one.
Our first. And then so we held out a few for contributors to the website originally when we did these first. So I was lucky enough to get one.
And then here's the printed instruction book, nice professional printing. You get a table of contents up front, little introduction, and then we have at the front we have a brief history of the car. This is the caboose. This is the most recent car we've done, the northeastern style caboose. Photos of original cars. Sometimes drawings of technical drawings of the cars if we can get them, and then of course we have the instructions.
Don't show too much. Don't show too much.
Build the first part of the car, and as you're going through the instructions, we have notes, build notes, for certain things that might be, like little hints and tips, that sort of thing. How to like, we use minifig hands inserted inside flex tubing, and sometimes that can be a little difficult to get them in the tubing. So we have a little technique that we show in our instructions of like how you can do that more easily.
Pro tips, if you will.
Pro tips. We show like the different decals that we offer for the particular kit, so you can go back later if you want to build more cabooses in different color schemes. You can see some of the decals that are available. And then we, at the back of the book, we have a detailed part list with Bricklink part names, part numbers, color, quantities, that sort of thing, so that you can easily hopefully go to Bricklink and get all the official Lego parts that you need for it. And contact us at the end.
We get a lot of questions from people about anything and everything.
So one of the questions that I was asked before the show was people wanted to know what they wanted an in-depth, detailed description of the BMR locomotive. So go ahead.
So we're not going to give out too many details. So it's got a little bit of a story now. So we've been working on this locomotive kind of since about September of last year, and so we were working on it for a while. We really Kale and I were working on it for long hours of like several days of the week over the fall of last year, and we got to the part where we feel like we could really give it a shot with like testing and everything like that. And so that didn't quite go as planned. So we kind of lost a little bit of steam, and then we decided that we were going to take a break from it because we got burned out on it. But since then,
And
we have
got so busy with other stuff over the winter and into the spring.
Yeah, we ended up having to do a bunch of shows together for Penlug outside of BMR. We did a bunch of shows for Penlug over the spring semester, and then we got busy with the caboose, and we got everything else fell into place. We had to take care of Philly Brick Fest and stuff like that. So that's all that. And then now we've got a new plan for it. We've got a lot of good. We know what we need to fix on it, and we've already got those solutions designed, I guess.
All right.
So all that really remains now is just implementation and testing. So we're still planning for having that locomotive out this year. It's obviously still going to take a while because there are some things that we really need to take care of with it, but we are going to have it out for this year. And so we can't say what it is, what the locomotive is going to be yet. We're keeping that secret because we want it to be a big moment for us and for everybody else, because we kind of hyped it up now at this point, and unfortunately we weren't able to deliver it on. We weren't able to deliver it on time, but so
what are you guys saying? Like a holiday 2018 release to stretch out 2018 as much as possible for you guys?
That might be a possibility. We haven't really looked that far into it. Like, we're kind of focused now on just getting the locomotive done.
Yeah, before we like nail down any concrete plans, we want an actual finished prototype that we can show everyone.
We have said before, though, that we are going to sell the locomotive on Kickstarter. We have said that, so it's fine saying it here. We're just obviously putting together locomotive kits, and this actually will be a full kit. This won't be premium instructions. This will be all kits included. Build it right out of the box and run it on your way out immediately. So this will be different for us, and so obviously doing a full kit from the wallets of Kale and I and BMR, it's a lot of investment. So we're doing it on Kickstarter to alleviate some of that a little bit. And then we'll be able to pull all the parts from various stores online and then put them all together.
We knew a few stores we can buy stuff from.
If only.
That's true.
This is about you guys. This is about you guys today. Keep going.
So we'll have we're gonna have like a really nice box. We're gonna have a full like huge instruction book for this thing. We're gonna have probably a couple of pages of history with this engine, because it does this specific engine that we're doing has a very nice history behind it. And so we want to make sure that we can go into all of that detail and then really allow for people to appreciate the locomotive as we have come to understand it and know it, as we've been researching it and as we've been like picking apart all the various details on it and stuff like that. So it's exciting for us. It's a lot of work because this is a new thing for just about anybody, but we're really excited about it.
Yeah.
So could this possibly be like a yearly thing for you guys, where every year you guys sit down and do like this hardcore custom start to finish set?
I hope so. I hope so. Like one of my dreams is always to actually be able to produce my own steam locomotive kit. That's always been like a big goal of mine. And now kind of have the opportunity to do it. And I don't know if we'll be successful. I don't know if we'll fail. I don't really care. I just want to try and do it and say that I can be able to do it. I would love to see it succeed though, and us be able to do more of this.
Yeah, I got to tell you that that just not doing it is more haunting than doing it. Not knowing if it could have been successful, not knowing if you could have lived the dream, would be more haunting for me at this point than actually having to get up every morning and like job out and jam out on it to make sure it happens.
You do make some sense there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people about this, and some say that the kind of locomotive of the caliber we want to make as a kit just might not sell because of cost. It's going to be an expensive kit.
It is going to be expensive.
Aren't most
and
trade
others say-
people though
and others
familiar
say-
with $200 sets almost being the norm though if it's powered?
It'll be more than that.
Yeah, I don't know, more like Brickmania kit cost, unfortunately, but that's just that's the nature of it.
That's the hard reality of the situation.
So
Yeah.
what are you talking, 4? 350? 3? 5?
I think the baseline that we've said before, and this is not a definite yet, but the baseline that we said before is around $1,000.
Okay.
I mean, you're looking at possibly somewhere in the neighborhood of a 1,800 piece kit, maybe even close to the 2,000. There's gonna be custom parts in there. There's gonna be 3D printed parts for like the side rods and stuff, which add cost.
Mm-hmm.
And just sourcing all of those parts, because we're not Lego, we're not making the parts. We have to go, like everyone else, we have to go to Bricklink and other places to get our parts. So that just adds more cost on top of that. And when you add in like labor and everything, you can see, it's definitely, yeah, there's costs there that you just can't mitigate. It has, if we're going to do it, it's going to have to cost X amount. Otherwise, we're stupid and going to be losing money.
Right on. So you guys had also talked about wanting to bring in trains of all sorts. So not just your designs, but also sort of working with the community of people who want to sort of get their stuff out there. Do you want to discuss that a little bit?
Glenn? I'm sorry.
Working with the community. I forget.
Well, just not necessarily the community, but you had said that there's folks out there that design these railroads that are ultimately looking for somebody to put a kit together and sell it for them. I mean, there's people all over the place that are professional designers that want to.
So, all right, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
I was talking to you earlier. Different words, but I know what you're saying. So, one of the things that we want to do at Brick Model Railroader is like with like the abilities that we have to produce like really nice detailed models and scaled models that actually operate and are made out of Lego, because people appreciate that, because everybody knows of Lego and stuff like that. So we want to be able to work with railroads and groups who own like historic locomotives, people who are within the railroading community, like actual railroading. We want to be able to work with them
groups who work to preserve railroad equipment, locomotives or freight cars, museums, that sort of thing, railroad museums,
we want to be able
those kind of entities who are working to like preserve railroad history. So yeah, we would like to be able to work with those type of people on our kits, and for the mutual benefit of both of us. One, we get access to the equipment and more information and material that we can use to make our kits better, and also we get to promote those organizations and help them out in their cause of preserving railroad history, preserving their equipment, telling the story of American railroads around the world, really.
Because ultimately that's why you guys got into this, right? It wasn't just the passion for Lego. It was also the passion for just the entire the history behind the railroad and how it helped build America. And
oh yeah.
Yeah, like I think Kale said before that if we didn't have Legos, we'd be trains. If we didn't have trains, we'd still be into Legos. So they kind of go hand in hand, at least for us. But I mean, like one of the things we want to do for BMR, or one of our goals, is to like introduce like all of these like cool historical facts, all of these like cool like things throughout history that happened due to the railroads, or these cool locomotives and cars and like everything like that, and bring them to like kind of a different community, and like in the best way possible. Like working with people who own these historic locomotives and are preserving them, we want to be able to work with them and help support them, and so make it a win-win situation.
We're hardcore train nerds.
You are. Now I've talked with you before at full disclosure, 3 out of the 4 of us here are Penn Lug members. Kale is my ambassador.
Kale is the founder.
He is the founder, and I do not do this because of anything with Penn Lug, but because Kale, you're famous, man. You're famous. You're so incredibly humble about it. You're like, you can't be like, I'm really not famous. You are, dude. You are Lego train famous, whether you believe it or not. You are so money, man. You don't even know it. You're so money. The thing is you guys, because of how humble both of you are, Glenn included, amazing builder, by the way.
Thank you.
Always, Glenn is always sort of, as people are talking, I think sometimes about BMR, especially myself, and I apologize for this. Glenn sometimes stands in a shadow, and he shouldn't, because he's incredibly talented as well. So I apologize. I sincerely apologize for that when I do that.
We love you, Glenn.
I am appreciated. Thank you.
You guys really have, because of the humbleness, you guys really don't realize how many people appreciate what you're doing and want to participate with the process, and who want to sort of live your dream with you. And right now, and I brought this up, I'm leading into something, Kale, that I've talked to you about at meetings as far as BMR. And there's people in the chat right now backing me up as far as the want on this. Right now, you're a year and a half in. Okay. And we talked beforehand about how there's a couple years build up. You really got to put a lot of oomph into a business before it gets going. Glenn, you're rocking out at college, and that is, primary concern with you is the degree. Keep yourself, your future, your girlfriend, fiance happy, keep the rents happy, all that good stuff. Kale, you're a grown ass man. You want to make this. You've been in the working world. You want to make this a dream someday happen. 5 years down the line, are we going to see a monthly box from you guys with instructions and everything else from people who just want to? People who have that same passion as you do.
You're talking like a subscription service?
Oh yeah. I want my monthly train from BMR.
Like you just pay a certain amount up front.
Every month, here's some money, whatever it is, with ups and downs.
Whatever it is, whatever kit we're releasing, you just automatically.
Take my money, please. You guys are awesome. We love you.
That would be an interesting. That would be interesting, and I don't know. I would be willing to give it a shot at some point. Hopefully,
I'll buy one.
Yeah, like sign me up now. Sign me up now.
We got you, Kale.
All right.
And I'm pretty certain if you guys rolled out a decal of the month for and had all the designs come out where I was able to get the decals, say 3 months, 4 months before it would go for sale on the BMR site, or whatever your business model thing is, I'd sign up for that too.
So one of the goals, Kale and I have talked about a lot of things, like goals that we have for BMR, because kind of like on the anniversary of year one, we had a big conversation of things that we want to do in the future. And so one of those things that we talked about probably the most was getting to the point where we can comfortably produce one premium instruction kit a month. So it's obviously that's a lot of effort, and we technically have done that before. I think we went from the hopper to the tank car in about 4.5 weeks. So it is possible even for a 2-man team, but I don't think, at least for me, I can't help, just being in college right now, I can't help to the fullest extent, but we can do it. And I would love to see us be able to do that. Cause I think, you know, like you said, that we have, you know, people that are, you know, willing to, you know, support us.
You got people blindly wanting to sign up in the chat right now. Seriously, no, because they know you guys. They know that it's not going to be schlep. It's not going to. You're not going to just throw out some product that you're not personally satisfied with.
That's exactly true.
That's why people want these things. They believe in the people that are behind them. I mean, part of my whole thing with wanting to interview you guys today and sort of, you know, pimp your brand was just to sort of give you guys that whole, like, seriously, like, it's not just me that's saying that you guys are money. Like, there's people out there that really want to do this thing, that really want to see you guys be huge successes, and they want to help with the process along the way. But I got to tell you that if you did the model with the monthly release and you released it to the subscribers beforehand, once that thing hit the site, you would have that much more income coming in on top of that as well.
That does make sense.
And you'd have all those additional people that would have signed up for the next month because they saw something that they wanted and they were like, I don't want to wait 3 or 4 months now. You know,
Like
I don't want to have to wait for these type of things, and sort of use the internet to your advantage. I spoke to Clutch about this last week. I was like, dude, like, you have Penlug be your launching point for the monthly AFOL shirt. You know, there's enough people that are in Penlug that are on social media that would just be like, look what we got, yo, you know. And just like that alone right there, it's a selling point for a company. It really is. Like, you guys are great. I want to see you guys do so well. I'll shut up now.
We're working on it. We have, like, we are a 2-man team, and, you know, outside of BMR, we do have obviously lives, and we have personal projects that we want to build that take a while, and we have conventions that we need to go to, and, like, we have to handle the club stuff, and, like, you know, I have college, you know, Kale has other responsibilities as well. So I mean, like, we're pretty much operating to the maximum capacity that we can. And, you know, obviously we have a lot of things that we have to deal with. Like with the caboose instructions, we had to wait so much longer than we were comfortable with, just because of, like, the availability of the metal axles that we use. We had to, you know, the instructions took a while. You know, we had to edit those. You know, we do all of this work in-house. It's like all of the preparation work, you know, outside of a little bit of printing, we do in-house. Like, it's either Kale or I assembling the boxes, printing out the labels, you know, assembling the wheel sets, you know, making sure all the orders are right, you know,
doing the artwork, putting the instructions together, writing the history, writing the books.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Let's see. There's a question in the comments.
Signing the boxes.
Hey,
We don't sign boxes.
sign boxes, man.
We don't sign boxes, unfortunately.
Actually, we have. I was randomly signing caboose boxes, so just at random. So some people may have got signed boxes.
That almost sounds dirty that you're randomly signing cabooses.
The resale value goes up by a few dollars. So
It does. But the seals are always broken.
I thought my signature would lower the price.
I've only signed one box, and it was the tank car kit that Kale bought for himself. Because that was the tank car. The tank car is the only model that I've actually built for BMR.
I have an official Glenn Holland signed box. Look at that.
It's the only one in the world.
We'll start a bidding at 1,000.
You currently have a request in the chat to pull some of your cars. Hey Kale, do you know how Frisco 1522's crew cars look like your Blue Comets? I asked because I own Lego 522 if I could pull 4 of them during Brick World Chicago. I understand if you say no.
Yeah, I got your message earlier and I hadn't responded to it. I'm sorry.
I know what the answer is going to be.
He understands if you say no, so it's already out there that no is no, fine. Or you can answer through email later.
let's just say I'm very OCD for some things, and the comet is very special for me. I don't know if I want to see it being pulled by something other than the proper engine. But I do have other passenger cars. If you want something to pull, you're welcome. If you can make it to Brookwold, you're welcome to come over to Layout. I've got some Penn cars. I've also got some non-Comet New Jersey Central cars that we can, very nice cars we can pull with your locomotive.
So the next question is, and just maybe painful for you, but will we ever see instructions for some of these roll out through BMR? I mean, because you've won best train and show and stuff like that, and you third at the last show I was with you guys, and there's people that want to build what you design. They want to build your baby.
I've actually had several people contact me, staying on the Blue Comet. I've had several people contact me about wanting to buy copies of the Blue Comet. Which, I mean, that's one train that I'm really, I'm not sure how to explain it. That train there is very special to me. And, I'm not sure how I would feel about necessarily selling copies of that one. That may be one of the few things I've ever built that I almost want to just keep special to me. But I don't know. One of the other things about the Comet specifically is there's things in there that
illegal.
There's some illegal techniques in that train. Even some painted parts.
That's because Lego hasn't made them available to you yet. But I mean, wasn't there recently that Lego broke one of their rules? I mean, Lego just shoved a tile between a plate not too long ago, and before they did that, it was illegal, and then it was legal before that.
So all the purists that might be coming out of the woodwork in the chat, he didn't paint the parts, he changed the color of the brick.
I changed the entire color of the brick.
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
It's no longer a black door rail, it's a dark blue door rail.
Yeah. I painted all sides, underneath, on top, every side. So you can't tell that it was a black door rail anymore. It's now a dark blue door rail.
But what you're saying then, though, that as a businessman who has adoring fans who are willing to throw their money at you, you're not willing to sell them your children.
Some of them.
Not that child.
How much for the little girl?
Other children are willingly sell into slavery, but not maybe not that child.
Not the Comet.
Your daughters. Sell them. Sell me your children. Mary.
Sell them to me. Sorry, that didn't come through as well. It was supposed to. That was supposed to be a clip from the Blue Brothers with "Sell Me Your Children." Well, no, because here's an interesting story, and I'll put that out there for you. Is early in my YouTube /Bricklink career, if you will, I had made sig figs for my kids, and one of the easy ways for me to, and I'll be perfectly honest, get around not trading my sig fig with somebody who had no idea who they were, who was 13 years old, was to put it in my Bricklink store. And then usually somebody would contact me that I knew, order the sig fig, and then I'd be like, no, let's just cancel that and let's just do a trade. But then people started asking me for my children. They wanted to buy my children in sig fig form from my store. And it occurred to me that as a businessman, I had to sort of I had to put that aside because they were buying. I mean, this was my job now. This was my thing. I'm a seller of Lego. People want the experience part of it. They want the SIG kids as well. With you, you're famous because of these trains that are so ridiculously cool. These would have to be like UCS sets. And there's already been comments in the chat with people that have said they would much rather have a UCS Kale or a UCS Glenn than having a UCS Falcon. So
The UCS Falcon would be cheaper.
That's true. You could probably get 1 point some decimal UCS Falcons for what you're going to be able to buy the BMR Locomotive for.
but at the same time, when you guys announced the price, there wasn't really anybody that was just like, no, I'm not going to get it now. It was a response of, yeah, I'll probably get it anyways.
That's true. I mean,
with trains, you're not really going after the bottom rung on the buyer's market. I mean, you're going, your price point is already at like Star Wars collector's level.
it's reflective of the quality that we want to put into the model. Like,
Yeah.
we want to expand the hobby, and in doing so, we want people to, be able to use the, groundbreaking, state of the art techniques that, Kale and I discover, or that, we, are able to come up with, and, what have you. And so we put these all into the models and we package them all together, and we want people to be able to, use what we use.
Yeah, and they're learning points too for people if they were to buy into this. They'd be.
I can't tell you how many comments we've got from people that say, like, I bought your, whatever instructions, and I learned out how to do, this technique, and, X, Y, and Z. We get comments like that all the time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what do you guys have for up and coming special projects? Or hold on, let me take this moment. All right, so if you guys are ready to start your buying, sorry, I promise. Okay, so my thing with these guys is, Kale, I hope I've given you enough time. Put everything into the store that you want to be able to jam out. Glenn, I hope you're ready to blow off finals and all studying for the next week.
I only have a photography class that starts tomorrow. I'll be fine.
Okay, so I asked these guys. I was like, okay, I don't know what your normal X factor is per day for what money that you make at BMR, but let's see with this flash sale if we can get BMR $1,000 in sales.
That'd be incredible.
Because I want to prove to these guys that by letting me sort of get the deals out there and sort of talk about them, that they can sort of experience this and talk to us more often, more frequently, and maybe we can convince these guys that they really do have a shot at doing some of these things that we want to see, like monthly decals, a monthly subscription service, a yearly UCS set, all these amazing things that would be possible with participation from us, the train lovers.
It's kind of it's a two-way street. You guys, we'll support you, but we need support back.
Yeah. So I
feel like the flash code is coming.
It's in there. It's right in there right now. It's in the chat, so they can go wild. We don't know. I don't know what their price point is. I don't know what they make, but let's see if we can get them $1,000. $1,000 in sales for the 24-hour period that this is active. This is good for 10% off your purchase. Correct. 10% off your purchase of anything on their site.
And that lasts from right now until the end of tomorrow.
Yes.
Have at it, guys. How many wheel sets are you going to force Kel to make?
What do you guys have going on for Brick World? What kind of plans?
Kale, do you want to go into that?
Well,
Since you're going to Brick World, and
yeah, Glenn unfortunately will not be going to Brick World because of more important things like college.
Again.
Experience.
Stupid education. Anyway,
I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back for a second.
But I will be going to Brick World. I will have part of the Penn lug layout there. We'll have our roundhouse there and our rail yard and everything. I'm joining together with two other great train builders I know, Jason Steinhurst from Toledo, Ohio, and also Ed Chang from Texas. He's a member of Texas Brick Railroad. And we're going to be putting together a layout, the three of us, for Brick World. So come see us and all our great trains and our train layout. Also, I will be bringing some BMR kits along to sell. We're not going to have a booth, and I'm probably not going to have them for sale during public hours because I don't have like an official BMR booth. And
I don't think you're going to have any kits for sale, man. There's people that are trying to break down your website right now. And
I'm gonna have a couple, but it's not gonna be a lot. But like I said, don't actually have like an official BMR sales booth. It's pretty much if you come around the Penn lug layout and ask if we've got a few kits, I will hopefully be able to sell you something.
Secret code, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Other than that, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I'll be participating in the Train Olympics at Brick World. Andy Molman, who owns who's behind OK Brickworks, our decal supplier, he's sponsoring a Train Olympics competition for Brick World. I believe it consists of, there's going to be a demolition derby where you can see lots of trains crashing and serious carnage and parts flying and hilarity. There's, I believe, like a train tug of war.
You're just going to win
competition.
again, Dale. Everybody knows that you're just going to win that tug of war competition again.
They're gonna have to put up a serious fight for the tug of war. And then also, I believe there's going to be a race, a train race. So going to be hanging around and doing that. And other than that, I'm just going to be hanging around with all the other train builders there and talking about trains and playing with trains and
all the trains,
doing train things.
you got basically like three pretty big train people you're working on your collab with then.
Yeah. Ed Chang from Texas. He's a member of Texas, as I said, Texas Brick Railroad, the same club that Tony Asaba is from. Unfortunately, Tony couldn't come this year, but usually Ed and Tony, the past couple of years, we've Penn Lug and has collaborated with them on doing a layout of Brick World. So, Ed's still coming this year, so he's still going to be a part of it. And then Jason Steinhurst, he's not much of a layout builder yet, but he's done a lot of really great locomotives over the years. He has recently started a club in his area, so he'll probably have a little layout stuff. But he's got some really great locomotives that he's done. He's done probably one of the best versions of the Union Pacific Big Boy that I think anyone has ever done. Even though it is a few years old now. What's that?
It's the benchmark Big Boy. Every
Yeah.
Big Boy that's been built by almost anyone else looks like his.
For now, yeah, it's more or less the benchmark for now.
But you guys will not be attending Brick Fair, Virginia?
I will be at Brick Fair, Virginia. I'm going to Brick Fair, Virginia. I'm not sure if Penn Lug will have a layout there yet or not. Mainly because that following weekend, I will be getting home from Brick Fair, Virginia Sunday night. I will be packing the trailer Monday morning and then leaving Tuesday for the NMRA National Train Show in Kansas City, Missouri.
I remember this conversation at the lug meeting. It was the whole why don't you just sleep for the trailer, Kale?
I will be at that show. Finally, I will be at that show. I'm literally ending my college career on Thursday, packing up, moving everything back home, flying to Kansas City on that following Friday morning, and I will be there for the show. I'm putting in an effort for this one. The National Model Railway Show actually has a backstory for Kiddo and I. So,
all right. So people want to know about new stuff. New stuff, and or maybe special projects.
All right. So for new stuff, we've have the I forget exactly what it is, but we have a gondola coming. There it is. That's we're working on that currently.
You want to hold that up? You want to Vanna White that for us?
There you go.
It's a 52-foot, 70-ton gondola. This is our first kit that will cover you'll be able to build a car version from 2 different manufacturers. Like before, all our cars have been from one single railroad manufacturer. Like the tank car was from American Car and Foundry. The Boxcar was from Pullman. But the gondola is close enough in details to several different cars that we can do a couple different versions with minor detail changes and be able to cover a broader range of cars, car manufacturers. So we've got this particular version is from American Car and Foundry. There is with a few detail changes there. You can also do
the riveted version.
The riveted version from Bethlehem Car Works, and then of course the ACF car was also originally a Pennsylvania Railroad specific car. So we're gonna have decals available that cover, cars from all of those. So hopefully a pretty good range of decals and be able to cover, some good railroads.
But just to interrupt real quick, by new stuff, they were also asking you to put more stuff for sale on the website. Seriously, like that's the question is why can't we buy more stuff? Telling you, there's people love you guys. Next part of that, can you touch on if there's any more decal sets that would be coming for that gondola kit in the future?
Definitely. There's probably Kale and I have sat down on a couple occasions and looked through the potential decals that we have that we could produce for this kit, and there's probably like 10 plus options.
There's more than that. There's probably at least 24 different options we could do for this. I'm not sure how many we will have. I'm probably at least a dozen different decal options.
Right off the bat.
Is this going to be something you guys are going to be planning for in the future, or something that we might be able to see? Like, are you trying to tell me that when you come out with a new model, there might be a monthly subscription service specifically for that model, so that I could have more than one monthly sticker subscription sort of thing going?
We kind of just make things and put them up for sale as we have them done.
Right, I know, and I'm trying to drum that next sale for you guys. Seriously, like there's
an interesting idea.
A dude, James Blocks, who's in the chat, or James Box in the chat right now. He's basically letting you guys be forewarned that he's letting the UK train community know about this thing, and he said it's going to be like the British invasion all over again.
It's an interesting idea. I'm not sure, like a monthly decal set. I don't know how. Thing is that one thing about train builders is they have their own favorite railroads and their own like areas of interest and stuff. So some of them might not necessarily be interested in like a chassis decal set for our crews as much as they were interested in, another railroad that, you know, they're more, that's closer to them, that means more to them.
I'm telling you, man, for every one person that's out there that even knows more than the names of 3 former railroads or current functioning railroads in America, there is 50 that just want a new train car, that just want a new look to a train car, that would love to learn about this car, this train, this company through the purchase of a sticker that comes to them monthly, but have no real tie to a favorite company or style of car or location of car or anything like that. Most people out there in the train community are not as passionate as you guys are and don't have a favorite line. They want a new car that looks cool in their yard at their house. And that's what they care about.
So that's why we have all of them available at one time, is because we try to hit everybody. You know, we want to give people the option. We don't want to limit anybody. Just like, I feel like the subscription service, at least specific to the decal thing, it would limit people to like, hey, I can only build a, you know, Missouri Pacific, you know, car. I really wanted to build a Norfolk and Western. I have to go buy the Norfolk and Western decals now, and I'm stuck with this Missouri Pacific decals that I can't do anything with. So for the decals specific, you know, idea, it makes more sense to just do it through the store. For the other way, you mentioned something earlier, and I'm not sure if this was exactly what you had in mind or if I'm, you know, coming up with a new idea, but I mentioned about we want to get to the point where we are able to produce a new premium instructions kit per month. I think what I got out of one of the conversations we had earlier is setting up like a subscription service to where people who sign up for that subscription get sent, you know, the next kit, or, you know, what have you, or, you know, something like that. I mean, kit prices fluctuate a little bit, but we could probably work that out in the end. But
yeah,
like if they overpay for a kit, we could charge it. We could throw in a decal set or what have you.
They want people want Pullmans. You got any Pullmans available?
there should have been 2 available on the.
They're sold out, dude.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you, like there's.
They're going fast.
I've been talking about this for a week, man. People knew that there was going to be an opportunity to buy BMR kits on sale. Okay.
So
something that has never happened before in the history of BMR. People are into this, dude. I'm telling you, like, you guys are freaking famous.
We're limited to what we have on hand. We just got through with a whole bunch of freight cars and a whole bunch of cabooses, so we're kind of left with a real bare bones selection after that. But, you know, and we wanted to have, we're trying to have stuff that we have available for people in person at Brickworld Chicago. Yes. So keeping that in mind a little bit, we're trying to kind of split the difference here. But I do want to say thank you to Coldwater, who has just purchased the flat car and the PS1 boxcar, along with the decals for the flat car and the silver meteor decals for the boxcar.
Yeah.
Thank you for your.
You guys were like, oh yeah, we're gonna let this run for, you know, a month, and I'm like, no, like this will slaughter you guys, like 24 hours, and I'm hoping that this does well for you guys, and that we're able to do this. No, I mean, as far as the subscription box, what I was saying to you is, I don't care what the train is. I don't care what you're gonna send me. I'm going to look forward to whatever it is. And when I get it, I'm going to look forward to going finding the pieces to build it, going out and buying them, putting it together with my kids and playing with it. You know, it doesn't really matter where it is, where it comes from. It doesn't matter if it's a second car of something similar to what we already have, because it's going to be coming with a different decal sheet, you know, and that just means that I get to have another train. Even if it's another caboose, that means right there, that's another train that I get.
So it's definitely something to consider. I mean, truth be told, we kind of look at how Brickmania does things, because, you know, they've been doing this for a lot longer than we have. So we look at how they do things, and, you know, we try to, you know, see what works for them, and so like, all right, well, let's try this, because, you know, we're selling a different product. We have to do things differently. We have to be our own brand. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, it's a learning process throughout the entire thing, regardless. So, I mean, we haven't really considered instruction, like a subscription of any kind, as of yet. But, you know,
You have had a dozen people just, and I mean, there's not a lot of people that watch this. All right, I'll be perfectly honest with anybody. Like, I don't have the most popular shows in the world.
We've streamed one time and we got less viewers than you have right now. So.
Well, I'm a showman.
That was like last year.
Yeah.
There's
well over a year.
They know you're going to be bringing them a quality product. Okay, they trust that you guys are going to be giving them what they want, and it's a good thing.
We're working on it.
Let's talk about the 1x2 reddish brown with handles.
Yeah, know a good source.
Yeah, really.
What is this? 1x2 brick with in reddish brown with the bar on the side.
Plate.
Oh,
1x2 plate with the closed ends.
Yeah, I don't.
In reddish brown. There's probably like 36 on Bricklink for sale right now.
Well, you know.
So what I'm reading the chat. I have it all over here.
Hello, Lego. I need this. Desperately
need this.
I'm reading the chat and I know exactly what Cosby here is talking about. This is like, it's a really specific, we use it in our box cars and like, oh, here you go. So this is a box car that I stole from Kale. It's this piece right here. The handle piece right here. We use it on all of our ladders, on our box cars, and they are essentially non-existent at this point in reddish brown. And that is largely due to us because reddish brown is like the color to build a box car in. And there were probably like 2,000 of those before we started selling our box car instructions. There is probably left to build 2 box cars now.
Guys.
All right, I'm gonna start taking notes. He is telling us that we are famous.
Yeah, I mean, you guys. No, it's just the potential is there. There's so much kinetic behind that.
It's an exploring process. Like we have to learn what our market is because like nobody's sold a full kit before. It's one of the things that we want to do with the steam locomotive, which nobody's sold the premium instructions thing before. That's an original idea for us. We're still trying to figure out what our market is with that because like every time it's different because like the box cars, when we had them originally, they sold out extremely quick. We loaded them up. We loaded more up for sale, and then they went out. We had the caboose. We had the caboose on sale for a month. We sold probably 75 of them. So, you know, things are, it's an interesting dynamic. So there's a lot of things that we have to figure out and a lot of variables that we have to, you know, control and be able to define for ourselves.
And that's with almost no publicity. With two introverts.
And also no idea what we're doing.
Information about it besides just the articles that you're posting on your website. I'm telling you, there's so much potential behind you guys. And I know that as you know, serious train aficionados, you guys feel as though your core market is people that are exactly like you, but it's really not, man. You guys, I'm telling you, monthly kits, monthly subscription service. Go slowly, baby steps. Figure out what you guys can do after you. I mean, once you have 6 months behind you, where you have 6 months figured out, and then you only have to churn out 6 in the next 12-month period. Try it out. See how it goes. Don't put stuff for sale immediately. Hold back on it. And people in the chat you're gonna hate me for saying this stuff, and I get hate all over the place for stuff, and I don't care. That is how you guys are gonna launch off, because I'm telling you, little Johnny's gonna get that railroad, and Timmy down the street is gonna want it too. And they missed out on that brick box. They missed out on that subscription service. So one, they're gonna sign up for it the month after that because they don't want to get into that situation where they have to wait 3 or 4 months before they have the opportunity to get it. But after it rolls out, that also lets you guys gauge the popularity of the set and know how people really feel about it. You get reviews that come in from people, you get feedback, you get input on those types of things. Then you sort of have a prep. You know how popular this may be for when you actually roll it out for sale on your site. And you sort of have a feel then for how many you may need of this or that and the next thing, or what colors may be popular with it. And enable the people that are out there to put these feelers out for you.
make a lot of sense. Is like we've made one of the things for me, and like having been in college and having to like go find internships for myself. I've learned how to network and stuff like that. So I've connected with like Brickstar, connected with you, connected with this and this group of people, and so it's like it's that kind of thing. And we're kind of like we're trying to build ourselves up. It's like we want to get as far as we can with Brick Model Railroader, and we want to take it as far as we can. And so there's a learning process, and it's all dynamic. There's nothing we haven't done things the same way exactly twice in a row. It's like we're trying to figure things out. It's like the subscription box may be a really good idea. It's probably something that we would want to try out.
It could completely fall on its face, but you never know until you try it.
Exactly. So like that's the thing, and we have to figure that out. So it's like I said, it's an idea that we hadn't considered yet, but it's certainly a possibility. Nothing is really outside of the realm of possibility for us right now.
Oh, I brought it up. I brought it up to Kale at least 3 times, but I'm going to say 5 for the sake of this video.
Oh
no! I mean, I think that I don't have a great feel for the pulse of the train people, but I do know that we always want more, and that we're sick and tired when Lego doesn't give us 5 new trains every year. And there's a place, there's a space to fill that gap, and you guys are that you're the gap fillers we need, man.
That's what we kind of try to be. We want to do the real like hardcore model kits, and like we're hoping that we fill that.
Yeah, you're never going to get the kind of kits that we do from Lego. You're never going to get that kind of
even in a
crazy detail model.
You guys have the ability to do back order on any of your stuff?
That's how we set up our pre-orders.
Yeah.
They're asking for back order.
Oh man. Well,
could you guys agree to a back order?
I can do the back orders. The problem is,
could you tell them, be like, hey, if we do back orders, we're not going to be able to ship because of this, this, and this that we've already talked to you about tonight. That's happening and going on. I know we're going over by a little bit, people. I apologize.
Yeah. Realistically, yes. I mean, we can do the back orders, but we'll need to order our instruction books, which will probably be that would be 2 weeks before we can get them in. Of course, Brick World coming up. I'm busy the next week getting ready for that, and then I'll be at Brick World for essentially a week. So, it would probably not be until the end of the month before we could start shipping back orders out. But if people are okay with that,
I think people want to spend money. I think people are honestly trying to show their appreciation of you guys through their purchases, and you've got to take that with a grain of salt. I mean, it's your way of voting. If you like it. No, seriously, it is. I mean, it is voting through your wallet. People buy from companies that they like to buy from, and you guys are offering this up, and people like your stuff. So, Kale's like, man, I'm gonna have so much extra work.
You mentioned about time.
Kale's gonna be like, man, I'm gonna lose 25 pounds that I didn't know I wanted to lose.
You mentioned about time limitations. I'm fine to go as long as you guys are.
All right. So, talk to me about.
I got nothing better to do tonight.
Do you stay on, or do you need to drop?
I need to go here shortly.
Okay. Do you want to say something before? Because I'm about to ask them about something big that's going to drop this year.
No, I just want to say thanks for joining us, even though I'm leaving a bit early.
Thanks for having us on. We really appreciate it.
And hashtag Celestream coupon code on Brick Owl.
That's true. Hashtags are because you get 10% off your Brick Owl order if you use hashtag Celestream in either myself or Foo's store. I'll mention that now. But somebody mentioned a contest for BMR. You guys want to possibly touch upon a contest that you've got up and coming up?
I can talk about that since I only told Cal about it today.
It's good that I knew about that.
So the contest that you're probably talking about is this thing that we did last year. It's called Oct Trainber, which so like it's kind of a playoff of the Shiptember thing, which I believe is like a spaceship building month for September. Like you build a spaceship from like the start to the end of the month, and then it's like in a contest, or maybe it's just a building challenge or whatever else. So we did Oct Trainber last year. This was coordinated by one of our contributors from across the pond. So we have what we did last year was we set a challenge to where you have to build basically just the longest train, car, locomotive, whatever that you can, has to meet these requirements, and then we'll vote on ones that we feel meet this criteria, this criteria, and this criteria. And we had prizes, and that was a lot of fun. So I was actually talking to the same guy who coordinated all that today, a few hours ago actually, and so we're going to be putting together another Oct Trainber competition this year with a different challenge. And so so far it's not necessarily final, but it's probably going to be. So far the challenge has been set to build something that is not from your native continent. So like if I'm from the United States or North America, I would not be able to build anything from North America. So I'd have to go to Europe, I'd have to go to Asia, Africa, Australia, what have you. So that would essentially be the gist of the contest this year. And so, there's a lot of things that we still have to work out for, as far as like coordination and, if we're going to do prizes again this year. But that's essentially what we're looking at for Oct Trainber this year. And we wanted to announce it ahead of time so where we don't just say like right at the beginning of October, all right, you're doing this, and have people no time to prepare. So we're kind of getting more of a jump on it earlier this year. So that's essentially what we have going on.
Good. So you're giving them 5 months to prep for it. Appreciate that.
There you go.
But it has to be an actual historical train.
Actually, so last year ours, I think ours was we allowed like whimsical builds, but they were kind of like we allowed whimsical builds, but like it was kind of a toss up for our criteria for that, because there was like a lot of things that we were different to judge, different ways to judge a whimsical build versus something that like actually resembles a prototype.
So no Lunar Express. Space people need not apply.
Yeah, I think probably for this contest it fits better if it's like a real thing. You could essentially make up anything and say that it's from X country or it's from space or or it's
Well, it's your contest. You should set the rules. I'm just
it's
sort
from
of
Cloud Cuckoo Land or something like that. But I think for what we're thinking for this contest of building something that's not, something that's foreign to you, I think it fits better to have it as a real, like have it built off a real physical prototype.
Definitely. One of the things that we wanted to do with Oct Trainber last year was to have people build something that wasn't necessarily in their comfort zone. So doing like not like a foreign challenge would essentially just nail that topic. So like, because Kale and I have pretty much only ever built North American locomotives and cars. It's like we have plans and ideas of doing foreign stuff. Like Kale has ideas for I forget, but I want to do like some British, a little bit of German, some French, steam locomotives, just because personal projects. But like at the end of the day,
I would think it'd be really interesting to do actually some of the trains through Asia, especially the ones going through like the mountains of India and stuff like that. Like those things have to be incredible pullers.
Exactly. The stuff like that you wouldn't necessarily build. But I mean, like, at least for us, as far as like a personal build schedule goes, at the end of the day, we want to do the stuff that's close to home and the stuff that we can relate to. So doing the foreign challenge for Oct Trainber really forces people to work outside their boxes. Because like, truth be told, I have no idea where to start in building a German steam locomotive. I would love to have an idea, but I don't really know. I don't know even where I would begin to look for reference material or whatever. So it forces people to work outside of their comfort zone. And that's pretty much what we want to do with Oct Trainber.
I love that. I love the sort of pushing yourself to not be what you're used to.
Exactly.
And I'd like to mention as well, there's like 75% of the people in the chat who are there, I have no clue who they are. I've never met them before. I've never seen them before in my life, and that excites me. That is what makes me happy, is when new people get exposed to new things and stuff like that by you guys sucking in all of your trained people, and that's really cool. Now let's touch lightly on my side on what I get out of all this.
All right. Sure. Can I just say one thing? I did just go through the BMR website and set up back orders. So if you want a kit and you're willing to wait
a while,
a little bit, you know, to the end of June, till, you know, because, you know, till we can get everything together, we're willing to, you know, we're willing to sell you a kit.
We're willing to sell you stuff that we don't have yet, as long as you're willing to wait for it, knowing that you're able to buy something that you know that you're going to have to wait for.
Yes. So
never done this before. Take advantage of it. Have fun.
Yes, people really want the southern decals going on. Coldwater is down south, and he wants to represent.
Yeah, dude. I'm all of my family is from the south. The reason why I chose the cotton belt decals for the flat cart is because it was more of a home road. I have a connection to the cotton belt, so I feel that. I want southern stuff too.
You guys know that by running Traintober, is that what we're calling it?
Octrainber.
Okay. Octrainber. That you're going to be drumming up people from all over the world to be submitting their designs.
Exactly. We
hope so.
Have you thought about contacting some of these people and being like, hey, we like your stuff. We'd like to incorporate it with BMR with some changes that we'd like to make to it. But would you like to be a monthly model? Would you like to be somebody who contributes to the monthly model box by the use of this train already? And you already have, because people want a UK train. They want one. They want one, and they want it to be named James Box.
I actually have plans to do some British stuff and stuff that I'd be willing to put towards BMR for that name. Kale and I are the model team right now. We take care of all of that. So, it might be a little while coming, but it's something that I definitely want to do.
Yeah, I'm throwing these out there because these are down the road ideas for these guys. These are ideas that, you know, we discussed partially before the show. So,
and I think you're also kind of asking, you know, would we be willing to take someone else's design and or accept someone else's design and sell that for them? We haven't talked a lot about that, but, you know, that is something as we kind of grow and you know, can get better at managing all this. That is something I would definitely like to look into. There's a lot of great model builders out there. I would love to, you know, help out and, you know, like produce premium instructions for them. And, you know,
yeah.
I don't know what, like, obviously we would have to compensate them in some way. I don't know what, I have no idea how you could.
You would, you're buying an idea.
Yeah.
You're purchasing intellectual property from a designer, and then that designer gives up the rights to their to claiming that as theirs outside of that being named as the designer by you, and then you get a product to alter as you see fit and put out as you see fit. It's a very complicated process, but there's people in our lug that are already doing this that you can go and seek for information. Hint, hint, clutch, clutch.
It's something.
Well, no, I'm trying. I'm just trying, brother. I'm just trying to piece all of these things together for you because
absolutely, I get it.
You know, like I really want you guys to succeed. I want all of us. I want everybody's dreams to come true. I want to play the Candy Man, and you know, like you're gonna have a gumdrop.
It won't be anytime soon because we have our schedule is booked through 2019, and if we're honest, the only reason we haven't been booked through 2020 yet is because we haven't just sat down and made the list. But there is we have plans that we will be doing next year, and we have plans that we will be doing this year. We have plans that we will be doing. It's just we have to put this in an order that makes sense to us and makes sense for other people. It's gotta work. So it's all of these ideas are stuff that we can look into. It's just not 100% the time for it.
No,
I want to build all the trains.
This is all future shit we're talking about. It's something to spark in you it's a little crazy when he's talking about, but it's not too far out of there.
It's all possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're charting new ground every day.
So one thing I am actually very excited about, along with this, is I've been talking to Kale ever since he gave me a box of stickers and business cards to be able to run on on my Bricks Out game on my on my on my Bricklink store. That I now have an exclusive code that people who get on Bricks Out will receive to go directly towards BMR. So on top of the discount that I was able to procure for you guys tonight, there's an additional discount in the future for you guys that if you win you will receive a discount to be able to use at BMR's website on stuff.
Yeah. Decals, kits, whatever.
But no pushy Big B getting these guys to go out of their comfort area. This was a one-time only thing to try to get that $1,000 sales thing for you guys in a 24-hour period. I really, really want to. These guys are great. You guys already know that they are. But they're so humble. They're so unbelievably humble at how skilled they are. So I've just put the code into the chat again. So I just ordered 3 kits and extra wheels. Good.
Thank you for the order.
Thank you.
And for those of you guys that don't know what Bricks Out is, if you are a social media follower of mine, I subject you to a number of things, which is part of the Big B Bricks experience. There is a really shoddy, poorly done bingo game that offers individual prizes based upon certain letters. On letter B, you get 10% off your order in my store to be used as a stackable coupon. N is a complete dimensions Naya set, and O is a what percent discount at BMR?
10%.
10% discount at BMR on a special code. We've worked it out so that code will expire after a certain amount of time, so that you guys do have to purchase stuff at a certain time period if you do win that code. But you'll be able to.
First time we've ever done a coupon of any kind, so it's new territory for us.
So I'm trying to tell these guys that one of the reasons why you have a coupon is it gives people a reason to spend money. And as a business owner, that's your purpose, is to give people a reason to spend money on you. I run a store. It's kind of the harsh reality of any business service, but you're in business to make money. It is.
We love BMR. We love being able to do all of this stuff for you guys. We love it so much. It's our passion. We want to share our passion with you guys. But we have to make things work for our end. That's why the BMR Locomotive is going to be so expensive, is we have to make it work for us to be able to do, without losing money on it. So
yeah. And this is going to be a fully sourced kit. They're just going to be buying the kit. They will get all of the pieces that they can open up on holiday morning 2018.
Correct.
You guys did say, I will hold you to that. You guys did say this thing would be rolling out during 2018.
It will be during 2018.
All right.
We're going to get it done.
Every single lug meeting.
You're going to ask us.
I am going to ask you about it. And that is because that's my promise to everybody who I have no idea who the hell they are in the chat. All right. I don't know who they are, but I'm making a promise to them.
Next Saturday.
You're not going to be there next Saturday?
No, I said this is what I'm going to hear next Saturday at the meeting.
Oh no, we're totally going to do like a commercial of some sort.
Oh man.
Oh, we are. We talked about this beforehand, and you knew exactly what kind of commercial I wanted to do beforehand too. I didn't even say it.
Oh,
That's what makes this so perfect, is that you, without me even saying anything, I just said I want to do a commercial, and you did the commercial that I wanted to do.
We sincerely appreciate any help that comes our way. Like,
Well,
it's like we're still pretty small, and we know that. And any opportunities that we have, we take. And this has been a really good opportunity. So we appreciate you having us on tonight.
I appreciate you guys coming on. Kale, I'm going to need more stickers. I'll get those from you next week.
Hey Glenn, we need to order more stickers.
And then we will discuss as well whatever that code is going to be and how we want to go about doing it and all that stuff, and yada yada, etc. If you do want to take advantage of this code in the future, you get a 20% chance to be winning this code during the Bricks Out game. Just tell me you're a social media subscriber if you make a purchase in the store, and I will annotate it and make sure that forever on that you will get all of the bonuses that comes with being a social media subscriber, which is the Big B Bricks experience, which includes a quarterly modular giveaway. That's right, we give away a modular set every quarter. Everybody who makes purchase from dude, if nobody claimed it, we gave away two modulars we gave away this quarter, 2 of them. And if they're not claimed in the month, we're going to do them again. And if they're not claimed in a month, we're going to do them again. And if nobody claims them for the 3-month period, I'm going to give them away with the detective's office that I'm giving away next quarter.
Wow.
So, and I already said that if we get more than 1,000 sales combined between Owl and Link this quarter, that the next one I'll give away is going to be the pet shop. So
there you go. I actually have been talking to Kayla that we probably need to do another giveaway because we've been a while, but nothing definite yet.
But and then
we're going to have prizes for October.
Well, that's not all the prizes that I have. I also have if you fill your bingo card, you get a retired set.
Wow.
For every $25 purchase you make in my store, you get a raffle ticket towards the 1 in 100 VIP. That goes towards another retired set. So there's just stupid games and fun and have to do's. I like to amuse. So go on out there, go follow these guys on Facebook, on Instagram, on Q&A, please. Okay, well, what's your question? When my train derails, I feel like Kale would feel like if someone took his Blue Comet engine. You know, when my train derails, I feel like what Kale would feel like if someone took his Blue Comet engine. I think Kale's got a security system hooked up to that thing.
Yeah. He does, because he's got like a sixth sense about it, because I was running the Crusader at a show recently, and for whatever reason it just decided to plow right into the Blue Comet, and Kale immediately turns around and looks straight at it from like the other side of the layout. He knows where that locomotive is at all times.
What did you do? No, I'm not that bad about it. In fact, it crashed pretty good at Philly Brickfest, and I didn't cry much.
All right, Glenn, what's your favorite Frisco locomotive?
Oh goodness, Frisco 1630.
Kale?
The Russian decapod at
My favorite Frisco locomotive? I don't know if I have a favorite Frisco locomotive. I will say that one of the first Lego mock locomotives I built was a Frisco locomotive. It was a Fairbanks Morris H1244. So that probably would be my favorite.
I remember that engine on your brick shelf folder.
Yeah, you can still dig up my brick shelf folder and find that engine on there.
That's a while ago.
A while ago. That was back in 2005. That was literally one of my first. That was my first serious mock locomotive. I hate the term mock, by the way, but I'm not gonna get into that.
No, you put it out there and said it. Get into it.
Oh, mock?
Yeah.
It just sounds weird. It's just a weird term. It just doesn't sound very good to me. I prefer the term model. I prefer to call my stuff model. It's my model. When I say my mock to someone who isn't in the Lego community and doesn't know Lego terms, they just look at you like,
What are you talking about?
what the heck are you talking about? And then you have to explain, oh, it's a shorthand for my own creation. So, you know, and then when you're saying, oh yeah, this is my mock, you're basically saying, yeah, this is my own creation.
Yeah. So why
it's
can't
just
you
a
just say
weird-
this is something I designed?
Yeah. I just much prefer the term model. I think it's just it sounds better to me.
All right. What's your favorite Lego train set?
Okay, I'll go first.
Emerald Knight. Emerald Knight.
Glenn?
I have to pick one.
Yeah.
Does it have to be one that I own?
No, any one. Favorite Lego train set. Go.
7740.
Which one's that?
It's the 12-volt passenger train that was yellow and red.
Oh, nice. Okay.
My favorite. I don't own it, but I will.
Does anybody remember when Matt's Mox 462 smooched a big boy?
No.
What?
I guess that was it was at a convention. I don't know anything about that.
Are you ever going to upgrade your class to XL wheels so you could recolor those reddish brown 1x2 handles and sell them on BMR store?
Oh,
Class.
that's a good question. So he's asking if, Hale, are you going to ever upgrade the A-Class, the NW A-Class to the XL wheels?
I don't know.
I mean, it's a new enough locomotive that he's not worried about it right now. Probably.
Yeah. I have so many things that I want to build just for myself that it's hard to like, and the priority list changes weekly. Squirrel. So I mean, it's hard for me to say like when and if I'll upgrade something or build a new version of something. I always want to build new versions of my stuff. After I'm done with something, as soon as I'm done with something, I can see stuff that I want to change on it. But sometimes it takes a couple years before I get around to revisiting that model again.
One more question.
Yeah. Let's see. Favorite steam locomotive, Glenn?
I can't say mine.
Don't have a favorite, huh?
I have a favorite, but I'm not going to say it.
He has a favorite, but he's got reasons for not revealing it now. He's got plans for that one.
Oh, no, I'm down with that. Like the suspense is good.
I'll say I have a lot of plans for that engine.
So does that sort of sneaking into the whole, like, this may be a kit in the future one day?
Not a kit, but it will be. It is going to be a big.
You can have it when you pry it out of his cold dead hands.
So the same thing I said to as a business owner.
I'm not gonna do it.
You have to be able to be willing.
I will be
sell
willing
your children if people want to buy them.
I will sell other ones. Kale can back me up on this. I am not going to sell that engine. I am going to build a couple different versions of that engine, and I'm going to keep all of them.
I think he could. I think he probably could sell a nice kit of this engine, but I know he's not going to.
Telling you, you guys are gonna be like, all right, or like in year 4 of this whole yearly UCS, it's November something or another, and we need a UCS set. Glenn, go get that set. We're gonna make it a kit this year.
So the thing about that is that like some of the stuff that we're doing with our personal projects is we're trying to lay groundwork for locomotives that we could build through BMR. Kale just finished a locomotive that actually has that is an amazing platform for us to build probably 8 locomotives, individual locomotives off of that same platform. So it's like when we're not working on BMR, we kind of are at the same time. So like Kale's locomotive, it will allow us to do literally, I could probably name 8 locomotives right now that we could build off of that platform. So when we're not going to sell you specific locomotives. I'm not going to sell you my favorite locomotive. I will sell you.
I'll sell you mine.
That's not a popular thing with people that want to buy your talent.
They can buy a different locomotive for me. I'm not selling that one.
I'll sell you my favorite locomotive.
He's still young. He's still impressionable. It'll be like, you guys are going to have kids one day, right, Glenn?
Probably.
Yeah, it'll come down to that point. It always does, brother. I'm telling you from experience, it always does. It's like they become the life and everything that you want to be, and that's what matters. All right, so
Kale's favorite locomotive, and then we're done, I guess.
All right, go ahead. Kale.
Oh, my favorite locomotive. Well,
favorite steam.
Actually, my favorite steam locomotive. Well, of course it's gonna be steam. What? Of course it's gonna. What do you take me for?
The question was specific to steam, just in case you were gonna, for some reason, throw in, like ion cannon drive.
Ooh, that one's pretty good. No, my favorite steam locomotive. My favorite steam locomotive, not train, steam locomotive, is the Pennsylvania Railroad 460, the Lindbergh engine. That's my favorite single steam locomotive. I love the story behind that locomotive, and the story behind the Lindbergh special train that it pulled.
We'll have to plan a separate stream for Kale to explain all of that for you.
Yeah, like Lindbergh baby kidnapping and all kinds of stuff. So
look up Pennsylvania Railroad 460. Look up Lindbergh special. You'll get the whole story on that train. It's a pretty cool story.
Right on. All right. Thank you, everyone who has joined us tonight. Thank you especially to Glenn and Kale for stopping in and letting me chat them up for about an hour and a half here. A little bit longer than I would. Yeah, I'm sorry I went over. You guys who know me already always know that I'm going to anyways.
I could talk trains for hours.
Yeah, seriously, like I've sat at meetings and just talked with these cats for forever and a day. And it was great. So, and that's also maybe late to streams for you guys before too. But thank you for joining them. This is going to be something new that we're going to be trying to do on the Lego Seller stream, is bringing you not only information on how to better your Bricklink and Brick Owl store through the experts that we have here within our community, but also with bringing in people outside of who you may or may not know that are making Lego their life as well, and who are trying to live the dream and launch out. I couldn't be more proud than to be the guy that's able to bring these guys to you. Just wonderful group of people that have been behind me for me making the transition and going pro on Bricklink and making it, what puts that peanut butter between the two slices of bread for my family. And I want to be able to do that for other families and other people as well, is help them realize their dream as well. So thank you guys very, very much for tuning in and joining us on this special adventure. Very proud to be able to be the one that talked these guys into giving you a discount. I really hope that you guys appreciated that. You got until midnight Eastern Standard Time tomorrow to use that 10% coupon. Spread the news around, put it on Eurobricks, do everything that you possibly can to make this an eventful night for these guys. Let them realize how really popular they are, how incredibly talented they are. Show them through your purchases. I'm telling you, sometimes some people just need a little bit of a nudge to realize how great they are. And I know that there's been so many of you guys in the chat that are probably just as passionate as I am, if not more so, about these guys. And you know, let them know. Let them know. Show them a little love, if you will. And for anybody that goes and stops by and has subscribed, has liked, comment for later on. I'm hoping to be able to bring you guys a Lego artist next week. Not that these guys are not artists, but someone who is specifically an artist. That's right. Use it and abuse it. BMR Flash 6318. It is good for a little bit over 24-hour period. After that, the only way to get a discount with them is to win an O in the Bricks Out game at my store. And that's what I dig on this one, because I got the exclusive discount at BMR after this show.